Well, guys, we were trying to warn people that fascism was coming to America if Donald Trump were to be reelected president, and that is exactly what we are seeing. Donald Trump is not even 6 months into his new term, and already things just keep on escalating and escalating and escalating. It first started off with undocumented immigrants being rounded up without any due process and sent off to a gulag down in El Salvador, some of whom didn't even commit any crimes, some of whom were in this country legally. Then the Trump administration decided that they were going to arrest a judge over in Wisconsin, claiming that she was helping an undocumented immigrant and criminal flee ICE detention. And now we see the mayor over in Newark, Ross Baraka. He has now been arrested under this story that him and other congresspeople were somehow storming the gates. So I want to go ahead and take a look at what happened in Newark on Friday, and we are going to look at multiple angles from this arrest, and I want to explain to you what exactly went on here, because we now have the Trump administration coming out and spinning up a whole bunch of lies and nonsense when we have the video to see exactly what went on. So let's go ahead and start off with this video that kind of gives us a recap of what exactly happened there, and then we will take a look at some of the different angles of this particular arrest. If you guys do appreciate my work, please do remember to subscribe.
They made a decision to arrest me. The onus is on them. It's not on me. They made a decision to arrest me. They made a decision to violate me. They made a decision to humiliate me, to put me in cuffs.
A defiant Mayor Ross Baraka spoke in front of reporters after an event in Newark Saturday morning, maintaining his arrest the previous afternoon at Delaney Hall was unwarranted. Newly released body camera footage shows the chaotic moments. The mayor of Newark said he had moved to the public side of the gate at the detention facility when he was told he wasn't allowed inside. Then, during the chaos, federal agents can be seen pushing him and pulling him back onto the property, and he was then placed in handcuffs. He was released 5 hours later.
I answered their questions. I talked to them. I fully cooperated with them because I have nothing to hide.
Alina Habba, the interim U.S. attorney for New Jersey, says Baraka disregarded the law and trespassed. Meantime, the assistant secretary of Homeland Security called it a political stunt and said that they stormed and illegally broke into the facility. Baraka claims he had every right to be there.
I didn't climb a fence. I didn't kick the door down. I didn't bust the window like their friends did at the Capitol. And I didn't hurt people. I walked in a place because I was invited in a place. And I stood in that place for an hour and a half before somebody made a decision to do what they did.
Baraka and the 3 members of Congress were at Delaney Hall to conduct oversight. The mayor had claimed the facility, which is owned by a private company called the Geo Group, doesn't have the proper permits to house undocumented immigrants.
Okay, so that gives you a pretty good rundown of what kind of went on there. They were at Delaney Hall. This is a new ICE detention facility that has just opened up to store a whole bunch of undocumented immigrants before deportation, I believe is how they are using it. The mayor himself has been in a fight with this particular location because according to the mayor, they do not have the proper permits to house undocumented immigrants here. So they've been showing up every day and placing a warning on the gate of the facility. So it's not weird that Ross Baraka is at the facility. And not only that, we had Congress members coming down to the facility to do some oversight work. And that was Bonnie Watson Coleman, who is the representative to the 12th district there in New Jersey. We had LaMonica McIver. She is a representative for the 10th district. And then we had also Representative Rob Menendez, and he represents the 8th district there in New Jersey. And like I said, they were there to conduct some oversight, and Ross Baraka had met them there because they were supposedly going to be doing a press conference after their tour of the facility. But then all of this went down. So let's go ahead and take a look. I want to show you this side of the video first because this is really important. You can see on the side of the video where the building is, that is kind of the private side of the fence. And then on the other side of that fence, you've got the public side. And here you can see the congresspeople and Ross Baraka. They are on the private side of the fence. And here, Baraka is asked to leave. And that is exactly what he does. He complies with the request to leave. And I'm going to go ahead and show you that here.
The mayor of the largest city. You are here on private property. On private property.
All right, this is the last. I'm not pinned. Listen, this is the last warning.
Oh, hey, Congresswoman, let's show some respect. Show some respect.
Called her man.
You don't have no respect.
Listen,
What does it mean?
Congressmen are different. Congresswomen are different. Mr. Mayor, anyone that is not a congresswoman or man, step up. It's the last warning. You will be placed on
Mayor,
arrest.
just tell me.
So as you can hear there, he says, if you guys aren't a Congress member, then you're being asked to leave. You need to get on the other side of the fence or you will be arrested. And okay, so then we're going to go from there.
Don't rush in. Don't rush in. No, please.
Clear the gate. Back up.
So this is Ross Baraka. He's the one with the red tie. He is leaving the private side of the gate.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor. Shame on you people.
Okay, so then the video cuts. So Ross Baraka is now on the public side of the fence. He is on public property. And then the video cuts, and now we are about to see the federal agents rush outside of the gate to go arrest Ross Baraka. I'll play that here.
They're saying that because he was on this side, that he
Where's my congresswoman? Where's my congresswoman?
So I just want everybody to take notice here. This video is a bit chaotic, but we're going to also look at a different angle from this. But I want to say, he's on the public side of the fence. You've got federal agents running out to try to arrest him, apparently, and they are clearly escalating this situation. And now the crowd outside of the fence they're getting riled up, and this is a situation that did not need to happen, but because we have these federal agents trying to make the arrest of a Democratic mayor in New York, this is what we've got going on. I'm going to go ahead and let the rest of the video play out, and then we will take a look at a different angle. And as you can hear there, he says, calm down, I'm not resisting. Why is a Democratic mayor of the largest city in New Jersey being arrested after he went to the other side of the fence like they requested him to do? Why is this taking place? Why is the Trump administration arresting a Newark mayor after he is complying with their requests? Make it make sense, people. This is a way to intimidate. This is a way to target their perceived enemies. This is a situation that escalated all because these federal agents decided to run outside of that gate and try to make the arrest. Now, it is possible that we could get other information. Maybe he was asked to leave. It's going to be really hard to convince me that he was not complying with their request. As we just saw on their own video, he was asked to leave and he left. Maybe he was asked multiple times. Maybe he was trying to work with them to see if he could join the congressmen or congresspeople. I don't know. Maybe other information will come out that will give us more clarity here. But from the information that we have now, it appears that this was some sort of targeted arrest, some sort of agency that was trying to make a statement. This is a Democratic mayor. This is somebody who is perceived as an enemy to the Trump administration. So let's go ahead and take a look at this other angle here, because now the Trump administration is coming out and saying that it was actually the Congress members who were storming the gate and they were riling people up and they were, preventing this or that. So let's go ahead and take a look at this angle. We've got, you can see the red jacket there. I think that is LaMonica McIver. You've got Bonnie Watson Coleman in a tan jacket. And then we've got Rob Menendez. He comes in. He is wearing a suit. I'll try to point him out later if I can get a good image of him. But let's go ahead and take a look at this angle of the arrest. This is the angle from when Ross Baraka has already left the private side of the fence. I should also mention as well that when the Congress people heard that they were going to try to make an arrest of Ross Baraka after he just complied with their orders to leave, they went and made a circle around the mayor. So that is why we are seeing so many people bunched up into one spot here. They are trying to surround the mayor to maybe prevent the arrest from happening, because it does seem like an unjust arrest at this point. So you can see right here, this is Rob Menendez in this, I'm not exactly sure what he's wearing there, but he's the one pointing over the crowd right now. Okay, so now they have pulled him back onto the private side of the fence so they can continue with the arrest. They have pulled him back into the private area so they could make the arrest. Now, of course, they're obviously trying to flee the crowd here. There is good reason for them to maybe go on the other side of the fence to, avoid the crowd. But like I said, he's already complied with their request to leave the private side. He's on public property, and they run outside of the gate and then drag him back in to make an arrest. So let's go ahead and continue with this video, and then we'll hear from Ross Baraka. You heard that person say, the goddamn Gestapo. Why are these ICE agents, why are these federal agents who are making the arrest of a Democratic mayor, why are their face covered? Why is their face covered? Where is their identification? Why is this happening in this fashion? Why aren't they identifying themselves? These are questions that we should be asking. Why are ICE agents? Why are these federal agents? Why are HSI agents? I believe some of these are HSI, Homeland Security investigations. Why are they covering their face? Why are they making an arrest like this? This just does not make sense. He was asked to leave and he left. And then they ran outside of the gate to pull him back in to make an arrest. Put on brown shirts. You'll look more the part, that person says. And you know what? I kind of agree with them. Maybe we'll get new information that will give us more clarity to what exactly went on here. But by any measure, this is unhinged. They go arrest a person after they have asked him to leave. He has left the perimeter like he's been asked to do, and then you run outside the gate and you arrest him. And then they put him in handcuffs. They don't allow him to just, be arrested, and they put him in handcuffs. They take him off. He's held in detention. He's held in a cell for a few hours before he is released. This should not be happening in America. This is not how we are supposed to be doing things. If you have a disagreement with the mayor, if you asked him to leave more than once and you didn't like that, well, then work something out with him. These people know who Ross Baraka is. He is the mayor of their city. I mean, it is all absurd. So let's go ahead and take a listen to Ross Baraka after he was released from detention. Here's what he had to say about the whole event.
Tipped off, that perhaps they were tipped off to you coming. I don't know. Of course, this all needs to be looked into, but the nature of your arrest with masked members of ICE just felt, and we've all seen the video, I mean, incredibly suspect, just watching it.
It was terrible. They obviously targeted me. It was more. I wasn't the only one out there. They came directly to me, right? And tried to arrest me. No one else, me. And so I honestly believe, I was targeted there. And, it's interesting to see all these people making these comments on social media, from the government about why I was there. I didn't come down there to protest. I came down there for a press conference with the Congress people. I knew I was going to get in the building with them. I was waiting for them to return from outside of the building to participate in the press conference with them. I was already there earlier that morning. I didn't need to, if I wanted to protest, I could have protested that morning.
So I think that's very important. He like he said, he had already been there that morning. Like I said, they are in a dispute with this particular facility because the city says that they do not have the proper permits to be operating this facility in the way that they are. So there's an ongoing dispute there. But then he comes back to the facility because he is going to participate in a press conference with the Congress members who were there to provide oversight at the facility. Okay, so I wanted to show you all of this. I wanted to show you multiple different angles. I wanted to give you a rundown of what exactly happened here because we're going to do some follow-up videos to this. I want to show you how the Trump administration is responding and posturing against this whole thing. I want to show you the responses of the Congress members who were there, get their side of the story. But I wanted you to see the arrest from multiple different angles. You saw that Ross Baraka, he was asked to leave and he left. They then charged outside of the gate to go pull him back in to make an arrest. It all just does not really add up. This looks, as he said, this looks like he was targeted. Why? Maybe because he is a Democratic mayor who is providing some sort of opposition to the Trump administration. This is a way for the Trump administration to make others fearful that this could happen to them. They already arrested a judge. Do you think that's going to put a chilling effect on different judges? It very well could. This is their intent. And now they're out there lying about it. They're out there spinning a whole bunch of conspiracies. And they're even promising that they might even go after the Congress people who were there to do their job. So I think it's important that we use this video as kind of a base going forward. I wanted to show you all of the different angles, and I think definitely be on the lookout for some upcoming videos. We are going to go dig into more detail about what went on there that day, but I think it's important that we see what exactly is going on in the United States of America right now with the wannabe authoritarian sitting in the White House with all of this fascistic behavior going on in the country right now. We need to keep our heads on a swivel, as they say. We need to speak out against this nonsense because this type of thing should not be happening in my United States. So I will leave it there for now, guys. If you guys got anything out of this video, please do remember to smash that like button and subscribe. Maybe share with a friend or two. I'd very much appreciate that. We are trying to build something here on the left that adequately pushes back against the right-wing media ecosystem that just runs cover for all this fascist nonsense day in and day out. So if you do like what I do here, please do remember to smash that subscribe button. It is free. And if you guys want to see how Donald Trump's polling is falling off of a cliff now that we are past that 100-day mark, go ahead and watch that video on the screen now. Otherwise, I'll see you guys on the next one.